You know what's crazy? I've turned off the music in this game. Why do I still hear that? Yeah, music is down to 0. What's going on? Event sounds? No. UI volume? No. Sound effects? No. Ambient. Am I listening to this YouTube video? Yeah, yeah. No wonder. I'm like, yo, where's this music coming from? I'm such a special person sometimes.
AMD was a little light on the details when they announced their beastly lineup of Strix Halo laptop processors. Why so coy, AMD? I'm just gonna be gaming on it as soon as these shaders are done compiling. Oh, they are! We are here, sponsored by ASUS, taking a look at their incredible lineup of upcoming gaming devices. I'm talking designs with Ryzen AI Max Plus, NVIDIA 50 series GPUs, and even a new Thunderbolt 5 external GPU that has a mobile 5090 in it. We're gonna kick things off then with the new Flow Z13. At its heart is the Ryzen AI Max Plus 395. And I know that name doesn't mean anything to anybody, so let's break it down. All the way down to the bare die that's at the heart of this machine behind me. Depending on your configuration, you've got up to 16 of the latest Zen 5 CPU cores right up here at the top, and a Radeon 8060S GPU right here. This is using their brand new RDNA 3.5 architecture, which we'll be gaming on in a moment, but first give me a bit more time here. This is the biggest on-package GPU that I have ever seen in a PC. Here, let me put this in context for you, okay? This is a Kraken Point, a Ryzen AI 300 processor that has 8 CPU cores and 8 RDNA 3.5 GPU cores and all of the I/O integrated into that one die. This whole thing is smaller than just the GPU and I/O die that's on that Ryzen AI Max Plus 395, which, by the way, has a whopping 40 GPU cores in it. And somehow...
Yeah, what's going on, folks? Good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I just need a little bit of time to wake up while I drink this coffee. I'm going to be watching some YouTube. Shout out to LTT. Linus is the man. I was on YouTube back when he started. I envy that guy. Anyway, above me back that way, you'll see my creator live goals for January. As you can see, we're doing good for total views. We have some catching up to do when it comes to diamonds. But thank you all for your engagement. Thank you all for everything you do. Appreciate every one of you. But for the next like 20 minutes or so, let's drink some coffee. Let's chill. If you want to interact in the chat, I'll chat with you. And then we'll get into some SnowRunner afterwards. If you want to feel free, join the game right now. You'll be ready to go when we go live. But this is the chill before the SnowRunner. It's the coffee before the SnowRunner. You dig?
Now, it's not the quietest thing in the world. In fact, I bet you can even hear it on the trade show floor. But the fact that it's doing this at all, pretty cool. And using Armory Crate, which is conveniently accessible with this nice new button here, we can actually change our performance profile on the fly. So I'm running in turbo right now, which isn't even the maximum. But I'm not going to turn it to max yet. First, I actually want to try silent, which is 28 watts, and see what we can get here. Okay, now we're looking at something that's probably closer to about 25 FPS. But here, let me pop into the menu again. Let's turn her down to medium, where now, that's more like a smooth 30, if I had to guess, maybe 35. Onboard graphics. Okay, let's try 80 watts now. To do that though, the software is still early. I've got to come out here. I've got to go into manual. I don't know. Turbo. Nope, that button doesn't work. Okay, so let's just crank it. Woo! All right, save and apply. Oh wow, we are overclocking. Yes, I understand the risk. The risk is the one working machine in their booth can die. Whoa, that fan's going now, boys. Oh, did I even mention the RGB yet? Look at that. It's so cute. Oh, now she's smooth. Dude. Okay, let's turn it back
Dude.
up. Very high, perhaps? Whoa, current settings exceed the recommended settings and may lead to performance issues. Oh yeah, well, that's very stressful. Let's go back to high. There we go. Okay. Bottom line, this thing is sick. But there's more to getting this kind of performance than just adding more GPU cores. For the first time ever, I just gamed on a laptop chip with a quad-channel LPDDR5X memory controller. That means up to double the raw bandwidth compared to dual channel, which is especially important for high-performance onboard graphics. And it gets even better. This machine right
Yo,
here
my God, it's Virtual Farmer Rob. I follow you, buddy.
Massive, right?
How's it going?
Other than that, 128 gigs of RAM that can be reallocated as needed. So if you wanted to run large AI models, or let's call them moderate-sized AI models, on device, you can fire up Armory Crate and then push your high-speed system memory over to the GPU. What a time to be alive. Surely there must be a compromise, right? I don't know. Having a hard time finding it. The screen looks great, 180 hertz, 1000:1 contrast. No HDR, unfortunately, but you get USB 4, dual front-facing speakers, stylus support, and even the keyboard feels really good considering that it's a folio. But all right, Linus, fair enough. Onboard graphics is still onboard graphics. Show me the RTX 5000 GPUs. I will. But first,
That's funny.
an industry lingo update.
That's all we care about, so we all just want the 5,000 GPUs.
We'll have the GPU soldered
Forget about their laptops. Nobody cares. Give us all a 5070.
The biggest factor that impacts this is whether the laptop design is made to accommodate board 1 or
I really want to upgrade, but it's really not smart for me to do so. But I really want it.
5070 Ti, 5080, and 5090.
What's 550 US plus inflation?
5070 and below. So depending on which board a laptop chassis was designed for, you might see high-end vapor chamber cooling or more basic heat pipes.
800 bucks plus tax.
Thickness to accommodate the greater thermal output of higher-end board 1 GPUs. Confused yet?
800
Making matters more complicated, there is no hard and fast
plus
rule of
tax.
the power envelope of these new GPUs.
900
So
bucks.
there will be a wide range in the real-world performance of, say, a 5070
I don't have 900 bucks to
depending on
blow.
how much cooling and how much
I mean,
power you can deliver.
I can, but I shouldn't.
4 factors impact the gaming performance in these 50 series laptops. The board it's designed for, the GPU die that is soldered to that
One
package,
day.
the power delivery that's built into the motherboard, and the thermal design. All need to be optimized to get the most possible FPS. With that in mind then, let's throw to one that seems to be quite optimized.
I mean, shit, what do I do? Not pay rent for a month? Like,
Check these out. We've got the Strix Scar 16 and Strix Scar 18. Both are equipped with up to a Core Ultra 9 275X, up to 64 gigs of user upgradable DDR5, and a Pantone certified 2560 by 1600 Nebula HDR mini LED display at 240 hertz with up to 1200 nits peak brightness. Dang. I mean, even the back of these things looks good. Check this out. Meanwhile, Apple can't even manage to bring back the glowing logo.
I think that's cool.
Both of these machines can be configured with up to an RTX 5090 mobile in its maximum
But
power
Strix is
of 165
mid-tier. You want the ROG
Game on it?
or OG.
Yeah, we asked. NVIDIA is not letting anyone do that, but here's what we can do. We can all
Yo.
imagine together.
Shady Cat Gaming. What's going on, buddy?
Imagining right now? Good, because realistically, with mobile 5090s starting at $28.99.
How's it going? Yo, do you play SnowRunner? Do you want to play?
I promise you this one will cost more than that. That might be all most of us are going to do. It has a bunch more cool stuff though. Sick keyboard, giant trackpad, all around RGB lighting.
If you want to play, I have my cross-platform invite code right next to my face. Feel free to hop on in. Gonna be getting started shortly.
And then blast it out of this gigantic heat exchanger at the back.
Doing good? Good, 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 good.
Open it
Good,
to show
good, good.
you. Here, before anyone stops me, let me just take out my precision screwdriver set from lttstore.com. No way. I don't even need it. A toolless bottom latch on a laptop? It's that fast. Check this out. 90 watt-hour battery, dual Gen 5 SSD slots, and there it is. Those upgradable SODIMM slots. We focused on the 16 because the 18 is almost the same. Bigger display, obviously, and a number pad and a bit more space for the speaker drivers, so it ends up sounding a bit better. That's about it. Now it's time to check out the red-headed stepchild of this generation, Strix G. I mean, the Intel version looks pretty sick, but the AMD version has AMD's new Fire Range mobile processors, which look nuts, with up to 16 full-fat Zen 5 cores at up to 55 watts. There's even a 3D V-Cache variant that should be the fastest mobile gaming CPU on the planet.
IBIR, thank you for liking the live.
All the more disappointing that the GPU maxes out at a 5070.
Welcome in.
I mean, look, I know this is sponsored or whatever, Asus, but what the heck?
We'll be going live playing SnowRunner soon, so if you want to join in, check out that invite code.
Would be pin compatible with the motherboard. Why not make that available? Well, those of you who were listening even closelier will know that power delivery and thermal design also play a major
Like I don't play on the
role in
weekends.
compatibility, and this motherboard wasn't built with enough.
Okay.
For the bigger
Well, I'll be on
chips.
the weekend, so if you ever see me and you notice that invite code is displayed, feel free to hop in.
I'd like to see Fire Range get the
Either way, I
proper
appreciate you hanging out, joining me in the chat, keeping me company.
in the future. Finally, it's time for the machine I'm probably most excited about. See, I've been really enjoying my Snapdragon X Elite, great battery life and all that. But I'm hungry
Oh,
for something
PlayStation
with some
Plus. I forget about that. See, I play on PC, and like that's not even a thought.
It's the same great chassis we know and love.
And the last time I had a console was PlayStation 3, so we didn't have to pay for that. Yo, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you.
That is going to be able to support up to a 5070 and a board 1 version that is a little thicker than before, like a millimeter plus, that'll do up to a 5080, albeit at just 110 watts. It also launches alongside a new XG Mobile that is both very exciting and also a bit of a kick in the teeth to the customers who previously bought into the XG Mobile ecosystem. On the one hand, Thunderbolt 5 looks like it is going to fuel a reawakening for external GPUs. According to Asus, only about 60 gigabits of the 80 gigabits is directly available for GPU data transfer, which is actually lower than the previous XG Mobile, which is PCIe Direct. But on the other hand, being Thunderbolt means better hot swap support and broader compatibility, including backwards compatibility. It's just that ditching the old standard leaves anyone who bought an old Zephyrus or a first-gen Ally high and dry. For Asus's part, there is still something they can do. I've already seen some community efforts to reverse engineer the XG Mobile connector, but a step further would be to just open source the bloody thing and give these folks an upgrade path. It would be a great PR move, and it would go a long way towards showing that you really care about your customers in the long term. Just like I care about you guys watching some more of our CES coverage this year, I'd strongly recommend starting with our summary of AMD's keynote, which has some more information on their...
Welcome to the future of creativity, where ideas come to life with generative AI. It's more than just a tool. It's a revolution in how we design, create.
In my quest for the most immersive home theater viewing experience, I've done it all. Spent over $10,000 on the largest TV in the world, violated export restrictions, and even ordered sketchy scam products from AliExpress. And it was all for nothing, because Hisense has made all my efforts obsolete with their brand new RGB Trichroma 116 UX. Behind me is the world's largest consumer TV, but more importantly, behind me is the world's first mini LED TV with an RGB backlight. I gotta say, I didn't see this one coming. I thought quantum dots were the path forward for mini LED for the foreseeable future, but think about it. Why would you excite colored quantum dots with blue light to make color when you can just produce the desired color in the first place? The level of saturation that they're achieving here defies any expectations that I could have had. Just like I'm gonna saturate your ears with this message from our sponsor. Wicked Cushions.
He's got the best segues.
Bring them back to life for a fraction of the cost with Wicked Cushions. Your favorite old cans will look and feel like new. Check them out using the link in the video description. Normally, when a TV brand starts talking about their onboard AI and image processing, I kind of tune out. Just give me my filmmaker mode and my low latency game mode and ditch the rest, okay? But according to Hisense, their new HiView AI Engine X is more than just a buzzword salad of an SoC. It boasts improvements of 40% to CPU, 70% to neural processing, and 100% to the GPU, resulting in a chip that for the first time ever has the performance that they need to bring their RGB backlighting to the market. Because the idea is kind of obvious, right? If you could take your red pixel and blast a red backlight through it instead of a white backlight, you're going to end up with otherworldly performance. And the same goes for any other combination of light. But the processing required to do this with low latency just hasn't been practical up until now. See, every one of those individual colored LEDs in the backlight is capable of 65,000 levels of brightness and needs its output level perfectly balanced against both of its partner LEDs in the other colors. Adding another layer of complexity, the TV features full array local dimming in order to boost contrast. So your total output intensity needs to be balanced again.
FALD, full array local dimming.
Bright object moving against a dark background. Now, Hisense isn't giving us a dimming zone count at this time, but if I had to guess from the demo footage, I would say it's actually a bit less than their last generation Halo product, the 110UX, which had 40,000 zones. If I'm right, I suspect this comes down to two factors: the colossal processing requirements of doing this many zones with RGB rather than just controlling luminance, and the impressive performance that they were able to achieve without that many zones. Even in its pre-release state, the backlight control looks very strong with nearly OLED level blacks, even against eye-searingly bright objects. Oh, speaking of eye-searing, there are some
yeah, what up, Pump Chat?
to give us. They're boasting
What's good?
10,000 nits peak brightness, which I actually believe, given that the 110UX exceeded that in our testing. They're boasting 97.
Good morning to everybody.
2020 color space, that would be class leading. Pantone and Pantone Flesh certification, and upgraded 6.2.2 integrated audio. Though I maintain that if you're using onboard audio on a TV like this, you are living, breathing proof that money simply doesn't buy
Tim
taste.
Hortons, wow.
Thing is hiding in plain sight, but is
Ain't no
right next to my
Starbucks.
poor aging body. And that
Never had it.
is the thickness. To be clear, I don't need my TV to be
Yeah,
big or
well,
anything, but
even
the
I've had
110UX
Dunkin', okay?
is thick and frickin'
You
heavy.
need to reach
I
out.
mean, so is the 116UX, but it's less thick.
How'd you know it's Tim Hortons? All you see
maybe
is
I'll be
like
able
a
to get
Canadian
another in my
symbol.
living room
It's
without too much trouble?
a Canadian cup.
Or maybe I shouldn't bother. Right on the other side of this display,
Oh, you saw that?
is showing off their first consumer
Hate advertising for them because I always have a Tim Hortons cup in my hand.
136 inches and a whopping 163 inches. Now there are even fewer details on these. 10,000 nit peak brightness, 95% coverage BT 2020.
Guy I work with from Canada talks about it.
Availability, no pricing, and like every micro LED set that I've seen, you're going to be looking at seams.
I just wish they like didn't stray from coffee and donuts. I wish they stayed stuck to like coffee, donuts, croissants, like easy shit, like bakery coffee type shit.
Must be buying the Wall
But
series because it's back
now that they
and
venture off into like sandwiches,
agonizingly
soups,
slowly
and all this
maybe
other
making its way
bullshit
towards
that they
the
come in
price.
frozen or pre-prepared, and
This older version
it's just the
Samsung
quality is not
LED
great,
TV is made
and
up
the
of a
experience
bunch of
is
different modules, so you can Lego them
not
together to make
satisfactory
pretty much
for the
any
money you're
size
paying.
or aspect ratio TV that you desire,
And
assuming that you
I don't
have
know.
luxury
I wish
car
they
money
just stuck to their roots, you know?
The problem is though that on the
I
sides of
understand the
each
margin
module
for
is a
sale
tiny
for
bit of
all that
plastic
shit. They
with
make cake on it, bro.
connections to go through.
They sell a sandwich for
certain
$7-8 bucks. Like they
content,
cost them
you
like
can see
$1,
these little creases
if
between
that.
each module,
It's like
but not anymore. This is their new micro LED prototype TV with through glass via technology. Basically, they have used lasers to make super small holes. To
yeah,
connect the
and they
circuits
lose
between
quality
each
like
individual module. So there's
true, and there's like
effectively no
mass
gap between
expansion
the
and
LED
training
modules
gaps,
anymore. Samsung does say that if you get up to like 1 or
hiring
3
issues.
inches away from it, you might be able to see them, but I have tried pretty hard and I have not been able to see any of the seams yet. This specific micro LED TV is 143 inches with a 21:9 aspect ratio.
What I'm getting
and a
at
real
is
cinematic look.
sometimes
It
it's
is
inconsistent.
10,000 nits.
Sometimes you'll get a good cut, sometimes you won't.
Was looking at, but I was suspecting looking at it, even though this is incredible, that Hisense one was a little bit better in the color department. If only we had another RGB micro LED TV that just so happens to be right beside it. And
It's
it
actually
turns out that
surprising
we
the
do.
amount of
Samsung
difference
also has a
there is
prototype
when
RGB
someone properly
micro
stirs your
LED here
coffee.
that confirms that the
If you
technology
get someone that like just like
truly
dunks
wins for color
dunks the spoon in and just gives it like a little 1-2 and then pulls it out, it's not going to be a great coffee. But if you get someone that like stirs it for a good 2-3 seconds, mint. Best coffee you're going to have that day.
There's so much more here at the show this
Huge
year.
difference.
Flexible micro LEDs from the major players for automotive and other commercial applications. There's that weird battery-powered TV that suction cups to the wall for reasons. But those will have to wait for another day and another segue to our sponsor.
Wicked cushions. There's no easy way to say this, so I'll just say it. Your headphones, they're looking a little
Katie
rough.
says, do you have
There's no
cat
shame in it.
trucks?
It happens to the
I
best
do.
of
Let's
us.
check them out.
But you can get those well-loved phones looking shiny and new.
Let's go check them out. Oh, there's one. My CT681. Got the high range gearbox in it. Got the mud tires on. Oh, let's upgrade the winch. Advanced medium. Oh, let's give it an engageable differential. That's nice. It's got a wedge cap snorkel. It's got engageable all-wheel drive. And we got a saddle low hitch. Man. Did you know you could get 2 free DLC trucks? I think I got at least one of them. I also got this cat. Ooh, the 745C. That's a big unit. Still haven't found the motor upgrade for it. Or the gearbox. Can't really do much with this one though. You could like have a fuel carrier, a log carrier, or a container carrier. It doesn't give me any other options. I do nothing. I use it to pull trucks over. Like it's a nice heavy truck and it's very capable off-road. So I like use its weight to help tip trucks back over onto their feet, onto their tires. What else we got? That's all the cats I have. Can I buy a cat? No, this one. This, oh, the CT680. I don't have that. Which one do I have? The 681? It's mine. Yeah, I got the 681. I don't have the 680. It looks heavy duty. Similar stats to the 681. A little cheaper. What else is there? That looks like the only cats. Oh no, look, we got a 770G. And we got a TH357. That's cool. That's it. Everyone loves this one. The Zix 612H. All right, it's time to go live. Check back in 2 minutes.